Hello and welcome back to Mickey Helliet's amazing blog for the weekend of the 30th and the 31st of May, where we have Froch Groves, of course, on Saturday, and more importantly, from my point of view, the Craig Whyatt versus Jamie Speight, Elliot Matthews also on the bill, along with a long list of up-and-coming fighters at the Camden Centre. We've got Charlie Hoy, who'll be moving into title class, as will Brad Watson, both fighting at Camden tonight. Still got tickets to go for Camden, so if you want to come, it's at the Camden Centre opposite St Pancras train station. And let's have a look at what we've got this weekend. Obviously, I suppose I'd have to concede that on the worldwide boxing scale, the Froch Groves is probably slightly more prominent than mine. Certainly is in Boxing News, who I don't think actually mentions my show. I don't think they put the list in this week of all the shows coming up. But if you look anywhere between pages sort of 1 to 32 or something, I mean, you'll see about Froch Groves, and I mean that's a massive fight that's coming up. I suppose this week's Boxing News reads almost as an advert for that fight alone. But I mean, the fight probably warrants it. It's got to be the biggest fight in the UK for a long time, and also the implications that could come from the fight will be actually, I think, very significant, because if Groves wins, he's supposedly signed a deal with Sauerland, who, if he wins, then presumably he hasn't got any options with Matchroom, and he'll go and fight on the Sauerland shows from now on. And I would imagine Sauerland would want to promote him in London, because he's going to sell far more tickets there, and obviously the media interest after this fight will be enormous. So it makes it very interesting from a political point of view, if you like. There's another fight on the undercard actually of Froch Groves I'll be interested in. Anthony Joshua, he's a good buddy of mine, and Matt Legg, who I used to manage. Matt had a long spell out, and he came back boxing the prize fighter, and he's fighting Anthony Joshua, which is going to be an enormous step up for him. I obviously don't manage Matt anymore, so I hope he's getting well paid for it. Matt can punch, or he always could. I mean, he might be a bit slower now, I'm thinking, in his older sort of years, but I did see him box not that long ago. I think it was up in Bedford, or up there somewhere. It was in Bedfordshire, up around that neck of the woods. Milton Keynes, I think it was, and in a nightclub, in a boxing match in a nightclub, and he actually looked like he had some of his speed. He was fast earlier on, and he looked like he sort of maintained some of his speed, but that was maybe a year ago from now, and Joshua is obviously in a different league to anyone he's ever boxed before. Very hard fight for Matt, but I'll be interested. I'll be watching that as well on the undercard. The odds for the Froch Groves, I mean, my prediction, I actually think George is going to do it. I think George Groves is going to win. I mean, he showed he had the skills to outbox Froch last time, and he also showed obviously that he could hurt him. I thought he timed it a little bit wrong in terms of the pace that he fought at. He, to me, looked like he was going out every round to knock him out rather than to outbox him. But look, if he can win 7 of the 12 rounds, and he's won the fight. Obviously, then it goes down to the judges, and they have to decide what how they see it. But which, as we know in boxing, sometimes not everyone agrees. But my feeling is that Groves, he showed he could outskill Froch last time, and he hurt him as well. I think if he paces the fight right, I think he wins it, and I think get 11-8 with the bookies, and Froch is probably rightfully 8-11 on, but if I was going to bet on it, which I wouldn't because I haven't got enough certainty in it, but if I was going to bet, I would bet on George. I think and you're getting more than evens in the price, so that's good enough for me. I think that's what, if I was going to bet, what I would do. Really looking forward to Craig Whyatt getting his big opportunity for a Southern Area title against Jamie Speight. There's a bit of shenanigans at the weigh-in because Jamie turned up late for the weigh-in, and by the time he got there, Craig had already weighed in himself and left, and Jamie wasn't very happy about it, so he kicked off a little bit. But he eventually made the weight. He was a tiny bit heavy the first time, but he made the weight, and it was only a fraction over. Then he made the weight, and for me, I'm a lover of small hall boxing, of sort of closely matched fights, which actually Froch Groves is on a much bigger scale. But for the Friday night show, if you're coming down to London for the Froch Groves and you're thinking of what to do on Friday, come down to St Pancras, to King's Cross Station, and right opposite you've got a cracking bout. That will be a good prelude to the world title fight the next day. Okay, anyway, I'm going to cut it off there, because yesterday I actually did the blog. I posted it in various different places. It didn't upload to YouTube because I went over 10 minutes. Too much talking, and yeah, they don't upload it if it's over 10 minutes. So much shorter today. Enjoy the weekend. If you're at Camden, I look forward to seeing you there. If not, then enjoy Froch Groves. I'm really looking forward to that. What a fight! And it's good to see that the whole country is suddenly interested in boxing. You know, that's people say small hall boxing keeps boxing going, but I mean, fights like these are the kind of fights like when I was a kid. I watched, you know, the Nigel Benns and the Frank Brunos, and they were the Lloyd Hunnigans. They were the fights that when I watched them, I thought, oh, I want to go and do that. And I think the same, Froch Groves, that will keep boxing alive for a long time, because kids will watch that and they'll see the magnitude of the event and the interest that it attracts, and they'll be drawn to boxing, and I think that's a good thing for society generally. I think that's a real positive. Okay, anyway, enjoy the weekend's boxing, and look forward to 2 great nights of boxing this weekend. See you then. Thanks very much. Bye bye.